Hey guys, so if you're in Dallas and you want to go do a little wade fishing, this is nothing exciting. Oh,
sorry,
no problem. Get run over by a bicycle. If you want to do a little wade fishing, I just found a creek right here, right in the middle of Dallas. It was nothing terribly exciting, but it was fun, safe, water's beautifully clear, and check it out. Yep, this is what you do when you haven't had a boat and you just friggin' dying to go fishing. That's my office building. That's US Highway 75 right through the middle of Dallas, and we're just into Richardson here where I office. And I have seen this, I've been officing here for what, 3 years? And I've seen this little creek. I think this is either Spring Creek or Prairie Creek. And I walked it the other afternoon just looking, and I saw a few tiny little brim. I didn't see any bass. There's some minnows. But, you know, I got out my little Lew's mock rod and reel. Went to the academy and bought myself a couple rooster tails. And thought I would just wander it a little bit. I actually found a really cool pond right up off of Plano Parkway behind an office building. Whoa, it's slick. I really don't want to sit down with my phone and all this cameras on me, but I walked around behind an office building, and of course it had no fishing signs everywhere, so I've not always been a rule follower, but got to set the example for the boys at some point. That moss is super slippery. So I didn't fish it. I'm not going to go mess with it. I don't want to get anybody mad at me. If it was my private property and some guy come wandering onto it, I'd be upset. So I get it. I don't know, this may be too deep to wade down here because I really don't want to get, or I can't get my pockets wet. I got stuff in my pockets. Let's check it out though. Howdy. Oh yeah, fish on, baby. Fish on. Oh, come on. little bass right there. I see you. Golly. That dude is a horse. He's beautiful. You can see clean through him. You don't get that build without eating a lot. Oh yeah, big dude come over there and said, "Give me some. Give me some, Mr. Perch." Mr. Red Ear. Come on, let's go back. Hold on. Ooh, downstream he goes, riding the waves. Oh, check this big group of boys out. We can hit over the ledge. Dude, you are aggressive. That is amazing. Fish should be that aggressive. Look at that. Oop, oop. There's a whole squadron of them right there too, hiding underneath that rock. Probably can't see it because you don't have polarized. I got my Waterland shades on so I can see them good. Oh, that guy wants it bad. You know, this is like fishing on the lake. You fish to the point, and I'm gonna fish to that point, and you get to that point, you're like, oh, look at that bush down there. I'm gonna fish to that bush. I've done the same thing. I've thought, all right, I'm gonna go to this next corner. And then I get to the corner, I look like, well, that next corner looks interesting too. And I go to the next corner. I go to the next corner. I want me a bass. I don't think I'm gonna get one though. It's just too shallow. Upstream is deep, but upstream there's nowhere to wade. And I don't have a kayak. So I'm sort of stuck in the ankle deep stuff. Which, I mean, that's probably 2.5, 3 feet deep right there. But I don't want to get my shorts wet because I got a phone in my pocket. Oh, we got a little deeper pool up here finally. I don't know if we can get out of here. I think I'm all the way down to the crossroad. I don't know how far I've come, but a long way. And if you've stayed with me, thanks, man. Appreciate it. I feel like picking up a rock and do a Opie Griffith, skip the rock down the creek, but I won't catch a fish. I don't want to skip a rock. Kind of halfway been keeping my eyes open for arrowheads too. This is the kind of place they would have hunted years ago down this bottom. It could have been Comanches or Cherokees or Caddos. And there was all kind of Indians in North Texas back in the day. Oh look, another little creek joins right here. Did not know about that. Interesting. The confluence of two creeks, as they say. A dart rail line right overhead. I'm gonna catch me a good one right up here. I got a feeling. Get out of the creek. There's coon tracks. I saw coyote tracks back up the way too. I didn't video. All kind of wildlife in these little bottoms, creek bottoms. I gotta tell you, if you're a fly fisherman and you just want to get some bites, I can't imagine you couldn't bring a fly up here and catch you a mess of brim. And the cool thing about it is, as I've noticed as I've been fishing, there's not a lot of cover overhead, so you could make those fly casts in this water. Again, I just wish we were in another part of the country that had smallmouth or trout or something that'll live in these little creeks a little better than what we have here, which is perch. All I've seen today is perch. I saw 2 carp yay long, turtles, no snakes, and a little school of baby catfish. That's all I've seen, and minnows. Sure as I say that now, I'm gonna walk up on a snake for sure. Oh, look at that. What looked deeper is just shallow but slow moving. I don't think it's any deeper up here either. I'm going to cast as I walk. I did this as a kid so much in Little Rock, Arkansas, on Foose Creek. Of course, there the creek's pretty deep. Where I lived, and I, just working as a kid off of memory, we couldn't have been 10 miles up the creek from where it flowed in the Arkansas River, so there was decent depth. It wasn't really a wadable creek unless you want to get out just deep. Up around what used to be Hyman Golf Course, there was a little area we called the Rapids as a kid, which was kind of what we've been wading through. And oh, there's this one right there. What is that? But it was far from a class anything rapids. It was shallow, shallow, shallow. It was just an elevation change. Some rocks. They've been worn down by the golf course, but golly, I caught a gazillion little fish out of that creek. Just like this. I don't know, rooster tail. Let's see if I can get one of these guys to commit. Nope, they're like, oh, I'm scared of that. It's amazing how much more aggressive they are in the shade than in the bright sunshine. Imagine if I come back down here on a little cloudy day, probably can get more bites. Having said what I just said, I should get bit right there. Them ain't bass, they're little carp. There they go right there, they're little carp. I thought they were bass from behind. But that's the same little school I saw. All right, we're gonna come out of the creek here. I'm not sure where we are. That's obviously either a railroad bridge or a road bridge or something. We've got a walkway, and I saw a guy jogging up here, so we're pretty close to that. What I think is the same. Oh, there's another little bass. The same little walking path that goes by my office, I think. I will do this again. I'd like to find somewhere where I can catch a few more fish, but that was fun just to get out and get away from the desk, put some shorts on, get some sun, catch a few giants. I mean, this reminds me of a lot of Milliken's videos where he goes out and catches giants. So sweet. Let's see where we are. I mean, Ben wishes he could get on water like this. Oh, there's good access right there. Perfect. All right. Let's see how far we are from my office. 0.2 miles. So we left there, fished down that creek, and there's the other creek where it come in right there. A 9-minute walk. We're right at Renner, so that makes sense. Thanks for going on a walk with me, guys. All right, so my little rig that I'm throwing there, I tried to talk about it down there, but it was a little bit too noisy. So that's a Ned rig. It's a little mock rod. That's a really inexpensive rod. So it's a 6'7". The key to it is it's got a fast taper, so you can really fire. So that's a 32nd ounce. Excuse me, that's not right. That's a 16th ounce rooster tail. Bought in one of those little packages at Academy. And then what I do is I'm throwing on 20-pound Cigar Smackdown, that bright green braid, which lets you throw that little light bait a long ways with that fast taper. And then a 4-pound leader in front of it, about 3 feet of 4-pound leader. I'm throwing an expensive reel. That's a CL 300, I think. That's from the Custom Light series. Yeah, that's a 300, which is probably a little bit big, but what I like about it is that wider spool versus a smaller reels. It lets you throw it further easier. So that's my setup for my bank fishing.